Yo, what's good, guys? My name is On My Hand, and today for this video, I'm bringing you guys a tier list. And if you haven't watched one of my tier lists before, you already know how I like to do mine. I do mine strictly off the character's pull value and their kit alone. I don't care what team they're in. I just want to care about what this character has. So, not gonna stall. No, I don't like to stall. So we're gonna hop in. First character, Carlotta. Carlotta brings in high damage, but her damage falls off if you just can't keep her ultimate up. So with that being said, I definitely think she's a high DPS. Um, I definitely think she's about S tier DPS because she doesn't really need a good support for her to damage. But just know if you can't keep that ultimate up whenever her turns come back, you're cooked. Roshia. Roshia, more like support, but her buffs are really good. But there's like a 4-star character that almost has the same value as her. So with that being said, she's like A tier. Really not that good. With another thing being said, where I position these characters on this tier list, it doesn't really matter. They're just all in a row. I'm not putting them in no order, anything. So, Zanny, and also another really good DPS, but she's really more team dependent the way her kit works. But you get a free version for her, which is pretty decent, and then you have the limited version for her, Phoebe. But with that being said, Zandy also is a pretty decent support, and I'll be showing that soon and probably like the next video after this, using a DPS shorekeeper with Zandy boosting her damage as a support. But even with that being said, with Phoebe, Zandy damage is really good. Without Phoebe, it's probably like here. So you can really determine on this character's pool value depending on what you have in your account. Brent. Brent's a real interesting one because he's really good, but he's like super weapon needed. Like you really need this character weapon. But even with that being said, his damage plus support capabilities and healing capabilities is actually really good. So I would put him in the A tier. Cantarella. Also really good support, but also really good main DPS. So with that being said, I don't think her DPS is like Zanny Carlotta level. So we're just gonna put her here in I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna put her here in like A tier. But like situational wise, depending on what team you have, you can easily have this character in the S tier. Moving into Lupa. Lupa is real interesting. They really tried to cap her damage because like Chang Lee was already really strong and Brent is also really strong. So they really like tried to balance out Lupa's damage to make it good but not too high and also make her like good support at the same time. But with that being said, it's not like no tier 0 type of DPS. So with that being said, I'll definitely just put her here in an A tier. Shorekeeper, and I feel like I don't even understand like I feel like I don't have to explain. So we're just gonna yeah. Now this is the only one that I'll say this is in order. Yes, Shorekeeper is best character in the game without a doubt. Then we're gonna move into Yinland. Yinland, one of the first characters to come out in the game, and she actually is still pretty decent. She even gets even more uprise with even more characters come out with like characters like Augusta. It's not the best, but it does work. And I'll say her all field capability damage is also pretty decent. I feel like you just really need her weapon, like in this day and age. So yeah, with that being like consider if you ever pull her, you probably gonna really need her weapon in order for her to like kind of keep up with like this day and age type of like sub DPS. But yeah, Chang Lee, I feel like I really have to explain this one either. I will say she takes more skill than most characters, but when you do know how to play this unit, she is easily like one of the strongest characters in the game. Um, Carthea, Freeman. This character is also really heavy needed, just like Brand, because she's the only character in the game that's actually an HP scaler, at least like HP scaler for damage, and she's the only character with an HP scaling weapon. So that's also another problem with her, but she does have really strong damage, and you can easily put her in tier 0. Really had to explain that. Augusta, new character, just came out. Still doing a little bit more tests here and there with her. I haven't really used her as a DPS as much as I used her as a support, because she actually is a really good support, believe it or not. But I used her as a support, but I don't think her damage is really tier 0. If anything, again, I know I said I don't do the orders and stuff, but I will say like she's like I feel like I have to put her up here because she's like really close to that edge into the tier 0. But I feel like we'll see that with Luno whenever Luno comes out, and she'll just easily jump up to tier 0. But with that being said, I feel like right now she's not there yet. She's a little behind, literally a little. Yoo-hoo, my bad, Yoo-hoo. Um, okay, DPS support capabilities. I feel like her support capabilities isn't gonna really shine right now, simply because there's really not that many characters in the game that use like coordinated attacks for like their main damage. So I feel like she's just kind of cooked right now. There's only like 2 coordinated attackers really in the game, like Yinland and xhldmyhnd-wuwa, which both of them are not really that much of a main DPS. So she's in a weird spot right now. Um, Chakona, Chakona She's actually a really decent main DPS and also a really good support. She could be used in even more teams than with Carthea. So I would easily put her up here in A tier. Really good unit. Camellia, easily still really strong. I feel like she is about still like the same here. I feel like she's I'm gonna put her also in the front here with Augusta because they're both like are you in the same situation? They just need that little bit more. Like she already got her like kind of exclusive 5-star support, but I feel like she needs that just a little bit more exclusive 5-star support for her type of team. But I'll say for now, she's definitely probably like here, close to tier 0. Um, Peeb, also another really good support. But I think for just besides her support capabilities, her main DPS damage is really not that high. But that's also probably because I haven't used her with a like her signature weapon yet. I really don't have it right now. But with her signature weapon, if you know that she's like here, then you know. But me right now, as I have used her, she's like here, but it's also really good. But even with that being said, with Prolova, but I'm only going to talk about their pool value here. So, but with Prolova, she's easily here. But yeah, Luno. Now we can see this character's kit in the game right now, and she's really interesting. She's actually the only character in the game that has like a flat out, at least 5-star, like a flat out high buff on the outro skill. So she has a 50% heavy attack amplification on her outro skill, which is really, really good. But besides that, I think she's gonna have really strong on-field capabilities. It's gonna be like some real fast capability damage too. So with that being said, I feel like she's easily gonna be tier 0 without a doubt. I feel like she might even be like in like Shorekeeper, Prolova, and like those 3 characters. If you don't have like one of these 3 characters, something might be running with your account whenever Luno comes out. Prolova, I didn't even have to say it. She literally enables wheelchair. You run her and Shorekeeper in the same team. You can literally make any DPS or any character in the game clear. It's that simple. Uh, Zhuzh. I really be having mixed opinions on this character, but I will put her here. I know most tier lists will probably put her about here, but really this character's edging here. I'm not gonna lie. She's really not that good in my opinion. Zhang Liao. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there. Jin Shi, even though I think on most tier lists people brung her down to like this tier A, I personally think that Jin Shi is actually still about here. But I will say, there's been like a lot of spectral res bosses in the game right now, so I can't really say for sure. But I'll think I'll put her here also. Actually, she's gonna be up here with these 3. The I know I really know I said I don't do orders, but I feel like these are the exception. You need the exception characters because they do be like here. They do be at the top tier sometimes, but then there be other times where they don't perform at that top tier. But I will say she's basically almost top tier. Calcharo, easily A tier. Bro is still pretty good. Bro actually still does his job. I feel like he fell off a little bit. Well, he fell off for a little bit, but then he came back. Um, I'll say I forgot her name. Oh my god. These 2 about the same amount of damage. Gion, with the new characters coming out, I'll say he's here. But with Luno coming out, he might be about here because that Luno buff is kind of crazy. Plus, I think him doing a lot of damage, plus Luno doing a lot of damage, is gonna feel like Cantarella and Prolova, and it's gonna make him be like here easily. But for now, I'm gonna just put him here because I feel like his best team right now was probably him, Prolova, and Furkeeper or something like that. And I'll say it's probably about here or surrounding this way. Yang Yang, it's some good support. That's really about it. Paisha, it's some good support. That's really about it. Genshin, I feel like Genshin, she get played like a support a lot, but I feel like she's in the same state as Tao Chi, where she's more of that main DPS. But with that being said, I feel like her main DPS capabilities are only at her max dupe. So for like here, I'll just put her like just there. I'll just put her there. I feel like I shouldn't have to say this. I really want to put her here. But like there's more and more 5-star characters that's coming out with like different type of buffs. So sooner or later, there's gonna be a basic attack buffer coming out, and it's gonna be better than her. But for now, I think she's definitely just out here or even up there. Yuan-Wu. I don't know if I posted the video yet, but I do have a video coming out on bro. I do have a video coming out on bro. But with that being said, I think he's about here. Tauchi. I want to give her exclusive tier, not gonna lie, but I don't know how to add a tier. Tauchi, main DPS capability is actually pretty like here. I'm not gonna lie. Danjin. This is bias. Don't look at this. Alto. Okay. More heavy. With more heavy, I feel like he's gonna just keep scaling up until like Luno. Then I feel like he's gonna scale down a little bit. But for now, he's definitely out here. Encore. Yeah, like some jingly out damage. Verena, easily up here. Even as a main DPS, she's actually really good too. If you haven't seen that video, you should go check that video out. See, I was gonna build bro, but like I'm be honest, I chose to build Yuan-Wu over him. I'm gonna just say that. But also with that being said, I don't think his damage is as good as Yuan-Wu's. Lumin. I feel like this character see more play sooner or later. Sooner or later. And that's really about it for Rover. I feel like I really haven't explained Rovers. Rover's them. Can't wait for these new characters to come out, especially the characters like Scar and Chisha. And the Yasuo dude. But can't wait for this new 4-star too. That'll be fun. I will say this tier list is only thing I would probably change. Probably bring up Augusta, but I already said that, so I'm gonna just take these 3 out of that discussion. Probably bringing up Tao Chi. I feel like once Tao Chi gets a more dedicated type of support for her, probably Luno. That might be Luno. But Prolova works good with her, but I feel like Tao Chi's more boss oriented than her actual damage. I feel like the boss really matters when using this character. But with that being said, after I use Augusta weapon, she might go up here. We're just gonna have to see. But that's gonna be it for today's video. If you guys like this type of content, or you like seeing me do the weird challenges, like me using Verena as a main DPS, or the new one I'm gonna come out with, as using Augusta as a support and Zenny as a support, then like, comment, subscribe, and peace.